Okay, are we doing this? Are we good?
I think we're all good.
I think
now.
so.
Yeah.
Hot dog. All right, so there's really only a few mechanics that you need to be aware of, and that is, the first one is testing your luck. So on your character sheet, you have a luck. You can sort of choose to roll luck whenever you want if you're not familiar with the mechanic. Sometimes if you make decisions, I'll ask you to roll luck, and it's your character's like intuition, and I mean, it's luck. It's pretty self-explanatory. When you roll luck, you'll roll 2d6, or as normal people call them, dice, just regular dice. And if you roll equal or under to your luck stat, then you've passed. If you roll over, then you fail, which can oftentimes be really bad. You don't want to fail. And whenever you test your luck skill is reduced by 1 point for the rest of the game. Okay?
The whole game. Okay. Wow.
The whole game. So you can just, if you have 7 luck, just use it up. Like, who cares? Like, these characters won't matter in 2 hours. Like, use whatever you have. Then there's roll versus. Generally, if you're trying to do something against someone's will, if you're fighting, or if you're doing something in a competitive nature, both people, whether it's players or an NPC, and you will roll 2d6, and whoever rolls higher wins.
Okay.
Rolling under, whenever you're just trying to do a skill of any sort, and you can do skills that aren't just on your character sheet. You can do anything. So just because you don't have a climb skill doesn't mean you can't say, like, can I climb that? Or I want to climb that. And I would say roll skill, and you would roll equal to or under your skill number. So for I think everyone, like, you should have a minimum of 4. Is that right?
Yes, I have a skill of 4.
Okay. Excellent. So I'm a benevolent DM. If you're trying to do something that's funny, I might let you roll again, or just say, fuck it. Yeah, it works. Something, I don't know, like the guy who is guarding the door that you tried to sneak past slipped on a banana peel, whatever. I want you to do the thing, right? So I reward cleverness, and obviously this is like for entertainment, so doubly so. Double sixes, if you roll 2 6s, always fail, and like catastrophically. So for D&D, that would be you rolled a 1, right? Something comically atrocious happens. Like if you're trying to open a door and you roll 2 6s, the door falls on you and you break your wrist or something. Like,
yeah.
Or you open the door and on the other side are your parents having sex, and you like, you know what I mean? Like, it's bad. Bad things happen when you roll 2 6s. If you roll 2 1s, snake eyes, fantastic. Like, you open the door and there's money. There's money, and Norm Macdonald's there. He's still alive, actually, and he wants to be your friend. He thinks you're funny and interesting, and thinks that you would actually make a good stand-up, even though you've never tried it. That's what would happen if you rolled 2 1s, for example. In combat, though, if you roll 2 1s, if you're doing like a roll versus, like Justin, you're trying to hit David, for example, and you roll 2 1s, it's not a critical success. It's actually a fumble. So you just like drop your shit. Like, okay. So it's like a failure, but it's not like a catastrophic failure.
So the double 6s is still worse in combat?
The double 6s is great in combat. So it's like reverse. Okay. So Troika's a little kind of confusing for first time players because of that. Otherwise, okay, that's pretty much the rules. That's it. I will explain things and give exposition and just sort of generally what your characters see, and sort of train, lead you through the story. And but it is collaborative storytelling. At any time, interrupt, ask a question. You have complete control over your characters, right? And over your perception or whatever. So at any time, if you're like, do I see this? Or like, what does this look like? Like, just ask those questions. If that makes sense. We've all played role-playing games, so, once.
A little bit.
That's
a little
great.
bit.
Yeah. This sounds easier than D&D when we were trying to do some campaigns.
Yeah, it is.
More
there
chill.
are no goblins.
Oh,
0 goblins. No goblins. I actually don't. Yeah, there will be little combat. So, this is The Curse of the Golden Ruffs, an original Troika adventure written by Dungeon Mistress Jake Jones for the Rock Hard Caucus Halloween Spooktacular.
Yeah, this is a Rocktober Hardloween Carcass production.
Yeah, excellent. So I already know your characters' names, and we'll come back to that so you can introduce sort of your characters and what they look like and what your characters' names are. Does everyone just want to go around and say what your actual names are and who's playing?
Yeah, so for people who... We're recording a video of this, so if you're watching the video, you can already see everybody who's here. But if you're just listening, the participants, you've already heard from Jake. Jake will be leading us tonight. I'm Justin, and we've got Allie.
Hello.
We've got Evan.
Hi.
We've got David.
I'm 3-David. Hold on.
Now he's regular David. No one can see those names in the recording anyway. But and then we've got Alan also.
Oh, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Excellent. I'm feeling some spiritual, spooky energy in this group. I think this is going to be excellent. So we'll get to what your characters' names are and what they look like soon. But for now, I have a question for you all. You're all at the All Hallows Eve party. What does your character dress up as?
My character is dressed up as a demon.
Excellent.
I'm dressed up as Frankenstein's monster.
Excellent.
I'm dressed as a hot dog, but it doesn't mean the same thing that it does in your sphere. It's kind of hard to describe.
I'm dressed up like a very luxurious king.
And I'm dressed like a wizard, and definitely not the clothes of the necromancer that my character left to die.
Excellent. Thank you. Because the story begins at a All Hallows Eve party. As each of your characters remembers, you all are seated around a campfire, eating your provisions. You each find yourself among new friends. Friends of circumstance, of course, for each of you have a massive golden ruff around your neck. This fabulous accessory was given to each of you by the fantastic Staniel, an incredibly powerful angel wizard of the court of Limbaloo. You recall his super hot body, made from sharp triangular appendages and skin made of dazzling golden light. Seated on their slender shoulders is their head, which looks like that of an infant baby, but perpetually still as stone, and an expression not dissimilar from a baby doll's neutral face. You all met at the same corner of the Palace of Limbaloo near the washrooms when you were cursed, dressed in your All Hallows Eve garments. I would like each of you to roll 1d6 die and tell me what number you got.
I got
6.
4.
6.
5.
Excellent. The fantastic Staniel comes out of the washroom and blasts the room with a brief flare of golden light, as he does whenever he enters a room to remind everyone of his brilliance. This flare, however, briefly blinds Justin and Allie's characters, and you sort of stumble, bumping into the fantastic Staniel, who causes him to lose his balance and fall. As he falls, the room is silent, as a loud, cracking ceramic sound is heard, and you see a beautiful nose on the ground. It is snapped off of his face like the handle of a ceramic mug. He stands up, and you all recall his voice as it echoes in the memory of your ears. "You knaves! You absolute daldriggle! I curse thee!" he says to the 5 of you. "I curse thine treacherous necks with an accessory of death. Look upon my golden visage, and weep, for it is the last thing you will see before the sands of time and the hourglass of your fates begins to fall. Thine fate being death by cranium explosion. Your heads will burst like balloons, and chocolates and creams will catapult from thy necks for the babes of the spheres to enjoy. You each immediately were choked by large golden ruffs around your necks that seemed to be impossible to remove. The party immediately went on normally, and after you all stopped panicking, you heard from a very pleasant waiter about a legend that led you to where you are now at this campfire. The legend of something that may be a solution to removing these golden ruffs that will blow up your head and chocolates and creams will volcano out of them for children. You've traveled to a mountain in a sphere far away from the All Hallows Eve party. It is the mountain of Varg, the omnidirectional cube. Legend has it that Varg was the first square in all the spheres to transcend his dimension and expand into a three-dimensional being. Because of this, Varg was then blessed by the gods with the ability to grant wishes. Those who climb their mountain will be given a test, and should they pass it, they will be granted a single wish. Varg, the omnidirectional cube, can only grant one wish per cycle of his sphere's moon. Each of you have traveled together as a group and are now camped at the base of that mountain, gathered around your sentient campfire, preparing to climb the mountain of Varg, the omnidirectional cube, before the sun sets the following day, for it is then that the prophecy will come true, and the chocolate and cream will come gushing from your necks. Because of the fantastic Staniel's prophecy, you have already been assailed by bands of rabid children who have seen your ruffs and attempted to capture you so that they can have the delicious chocolates and creams that will be expelled from your neck holes.
So this is a time limit.
Yes, you have
Okay.
1 day to climb the mountain. Yes.
Got
That's all my exposition. Now I'll stop being the only one talking here in a moment. The crackle of the fire begins to build up and light fills your campsite. Could each of you describe what your characters look like as sort of the light in the campsite sort of fills the space a little more? I'll call on you.
Okay.
Justin, could you describe what your character looks like?
Yes, my name is Herbert. I am a demon stalker. I'm very gothic. I dress in all black. My hair is very black. My face is very white. I'm sullen. I don't talk very much, and I don't actually consider anyone in this party to be my friend. We are forced to be together. I usually prefer solitude. So I look that way.
Excellent. David, could you describe what your character looks like and what their name is?
Okay, my character, his name is Gromley Duxford. Most people will call him Dux. He is, Alan was right, a rhino man. Pretty much what you would expect from a half man, half rhino. 7'4", 763 pounds. Gray colored, wears a tunic, has a couple of horns on his nose like a rhino, but also has like human hands and thumbs and those sorts of appendages. I wear a tiny little useless helmet, and my personality is also very kind of reserved and quiet like Justin's, but a little less broody.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of more not used to social situations. I'm very much a loner.
I forgot two things. I also clench my jaw a lot, and I have bad hygiene.
Excellent. So far, two antisocial characters, which are excellent characters to roleplay on the audio podcast that we're making right now. Characters who don't like to talk or get along. No, that's excellent. Allie, can you tell us what your character looks like and what their name is, please?
Yeah, I am Penny Scoop. I am a cursed cub reporter. I was a young reporter for a rural publication in my sphere, and I leaked an anonymous source for an agribusiness expose. And so the Society of Professional Journalists banished me to forever roam until I find the next big story and reclaim my reputation. I am dressed like a 1940s caricature of a reporter with a trench coat and fedora with the thing. Yeah, you know where this is going. And I'm writing in my notebook. I'm a little bit more earnest than the others and probably a little bit nosier and more excited.
Excellent.
Now we
Alan.
got some variety.
Yeah, here we go.
All right,
Alan.
I'm Harry Cheesecake. I'm a rogue cyber cop. I'm kind of a loose cannon. I'm cybernetically enhanced in every way. Kind of a dipshit. Let's be real. Pretty obvious to those around me that I am a law enforcement professional in the worst possible way. And kind of you're similar to Allie, kind of a 1940s detective look. So I also have one note. I have some sort of cyber interface that I can plug into things. And I know this is a fantasy realm, so it's totally useless.
Troika is a science fantasy setting, actually. So it's...
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of computers in this adventure. You're right. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you could come up with a creative solution to a problem with your...
Exactly. He's also a bit of a STEM lord. No art.
No art.
No STEAM, just STEM.
Just STEM, baby. Take that A out of there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Evan, could you describe your character and what their name is, please?
Yes, my name is Bert Silica. I look like a smooth, slender wood elf king, dressed in luxurious robes. I have some leaves in my hair. I look like a little rough and tumble. I was once the finest magic bean counter from a distant plane, governed by an evil queen who ruled with hatred and division. I had slightly more benevolent plans for the throne myself, but it all fell apart. One of my apprentices made a teeny-weeny little clerical error, and I was paid the ultimate price and banished here, and it was all politics. And I'm here now. I have nothing but my trusty bow and my damn near beaten to death horse named Casey. So I'm just here trying to reclaim my previous life.
Excellent, beautiful. I'll remember. I've added Casey to the list of characters
Thank
that
you.
are joining you on this quest. So, you're all sort of snapped out of your memories and sort of your wariness from travel as you see each other, and the sentient flame grows louder, and a face begins to appear in the flame, and a very pleasant voice comes from your campfire saying, "Well, hello, gang. Absolute pleasure to be serving you all and keeping you warm. I can always eat more if you need any more heat. So, it's just really nice to meet you all."
I'm
Says
quite
the
warm,
flame.
thank you.
Excellent. I'm so happy to hear it. You look warm. You have like a warm air to you.
I'm suspicious.
Flames are not usually so friendly.
That makes sense. So as you sort of make your small talk and get ready to sleep because you have to rest for tomorrow's big journey, the flame says, "Good night, sweet dreams. I'll scream if there are any monsters, so don't worry. You can all relax, go to sleep."
That definitely makes me feel better.
Excellent. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for you, officer.
I am also very relaxed right now.
I'm planning on sleeping with one eye open.
Okay.
I
Excellent.
prefer to
So-
stand.
Also known as not sleeping.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and fast forward throughout the night. Nothing happens. It's a very gentle evening, gentle sleep. The flame was sincere. It is now the next morning. You wake up to the sunrise and you see this large mountain that you have to walk up today. Can I ask everyone in the party, what do you do to prepare for your trek up the mountain of Varg?
I'm
I let
getting
everyone
supplies.
know. I let everyone know that the fire did not do any treachery on us because I stayed awake all night staring at it.
Excellent.
Gathering supplies, getting a hobo sack ready. We're gonna need to bring stuff with us.
Yeah, a bindle.
That's right. It's called the hobo stack.
Yeah. In your sphere. Yeah, for sure. I would just also like to point out that the flame stayed up all night as well, having a staring contest with Herbert, which the flame loved every second of. And the flame
I was
has
doing it simply out of strategy to keep you distracted.
Yeah.
I'm
What else
examining-
do we do to prepare for the?
I'm
go ahead.
examining my pouch of salt and vial of demon blood, making sure they remain pure of any sort of dirt and filth.
I immediately start lobbying Herbert for his vote for me as leader of the party, as well as all the others.
I'm loading my gun.
Oh, that's awesome! You have a gun.
I have multiple guns, actually. Of course.
I'm technically a felon, so I won't be able to vote for you, Bert.
Yeah, I will make sure that Herbert never gets any of the guns.
How do you feel about law enforcement, Bert?
I'm very in favor of what you do, and I really respect everything that you've done. And I would also like your vote as, for me as leader of the party.
I'll consider it.
You're some kind of elf, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look like an elf.
You look like one, but you aren't technically an elf.
No.
Okay. It's hard to keep track of. As leader of the party, what would you do? What differentiates you?
What are you going to do for me?
Yeah, Bert's a natural leader, so
I will basically do whatever. What's Alan's character's name?
Harry?
Harry.
Harry, sorry. I'm going to do
Officer
whatever
Cheesesteak.
Harry says, honestly. But I'm going to be the face,
So a
if-
vote
and if
for
shit
Bert
gets
is a
bad-
vote for Harry.
Yes. That's
Dux
right.
cares not for such
But
hierarchical
I'm going to take all the
structures.
credit. I'm going to take all the credit.
Has this become an election for party leader? Is that what we're doing now?
You can call a vote if you would like.
Who's in charge here?
Bert.
Sure. All gather here today. Well, it's a secret. It's got to be a secret ballot, right? So I give out a bunch of pieces of paper to everybody,
Okay.
and have them mark. But there's only one box, and it's my name next to it.
Do we have writing utensils?
I
I'm going to
provide
say
them.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Let
Thank
me
you,
write.
Bert, for.
All right. So
welcome.
I have extras on me. Just
Here's
so
my
I'm
balance
voting
here.
for Bert. He's got my back. I mean, he's supporting our law enforcement professionals out there.
That's right.
You know,
There's a lot of crime. I'm also pretty big about white collar crime. So if any of you starts trying to set up some sort of usury, or starts doing some
embezzling.
starts doing some financial crimes, I will make sure that you're fully prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, as determined by Harry.
This is my ballot. I'm voting present.
Dux takes one look at the ballot form, says Dux will abstain. Dux talks in the third person, by the way, so that's weird. That's why.
Excellent. Okay.
And
I'm-
Dux
looks like
takes
I'm
his
winning.
knife and stabs a hole in it, and then crushes it to the ground. And I say, Dux only follows he who is strongest, and so far there is no evidence that anyone is stronger than Dux, physically.
Harry might give you a run for his money, but anyway, it looks like I'm winning so far. So, just wanted to point that out.
Does Casey get a vote?
It's up to you.
I don't care.
She definitely voted for me.
Excellent. Well, we'll see how those election results affect this adventure. Is there a clear victor? Penny, who did you vote for?
I abstain for journalistic integrity.
That's right.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe, Bert, that means you have 3 votes, whereas present has 1 vote. Crumpling up a piece of paper and throwing it on the ground has 1 vote, and abstained has 1 vote. So,
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, party leader.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
don't-
I immediately appoint Penny as my secretary,
Oh, fuck you.
my press secretary.
All right.
I don't
Jill
accept the
Beck.
results, but I'm sort of forced to remain in the party so I don't die.
Does anyone else have anything that they want to do as a character to like prepare for this mountain journey?
No, I'm ready to go. We gotta go.
Okay,
Time's
go.
a wasting.
He's
Yeah,
got
it's
guns and
hard.
I have a bow, so
It's now
We're
it's
good.
8 a.m. You got to get moving. You have like
Okay.
12, 14 hours before your heads explode with chocolates and creams.
Dux does choose to take a big swig of rhino beer.
Nice.
Excellent. What
Morning
does rhino
beers.
beer taste like? Can you describe rhino beer for us, please?
Think of the darkest beer you know,
Guinness.
and then double that. 2 Guinness. I have 20 provisions of it, so now I have 19 left.
Okay, beautiful.
Damn.
Yeah, keep track of that. I'll definitely be asking about that later. I'll definitely be making sure that you're keeping track of your provisions. Okay, so you begin walking up the road to the mountain, and you notice that it seems like this mountain has a very clear path upwards. It's and as you approach, you actually see a large iron gate that punctuates the road to the mountain trail. And as you get closer, you see a couple of things. You see what can only be described as a small, moist man with a large, exotic mustache eating a banana. As you approach closer, he has just finished his banana, and he throws the banana peel into a large hole next to him and looks at you all expectantly. So the gate is closed. He's standing in front of it. There's a hole. And yes, Harry. Did
Sir, are
you
you littering in that hole?
Like, no. Don't worry about the hole. Are you here to go up the trail? Are you here
Yes.
for the... Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
We are.
So just excellent. I'd be happy to open the gate for you. You all look very respectable. Just follow the trail. It should take you right up. He begins getting sort of moistness on the gate handles as he's opening it and sort of pushes the gate
Can I
open
say
for you all.
while the introductions were happening that I just immediately try and charge through it with my head?
Okay, can you let's see. Let's roll versus. So roll 2d6 for me, and I'm gonna roll 2d6 because I'm assuming that
Against the gate.
moist...
Not against the moist man.
No, against the
gate.
moist man, because the moist man's opening the gate.
Oh,
Okay. Very well.
So can you get there before he does?
What'd you say, 2d6?
Yeah, 2d6.
I roll a 4.
A 4 total.
Mm-hmm.
So you rolled 2 of these.
Yes.
Just confirming. Okay, excellent.
Yes.
So you charged into the gate. The small moist man is much quicker than you think he is, and he manages to push the gate open and move out of the way. And you sort of like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy like run through the door that you think will be closed, but it's open at this point. So you just sort of stumble and trip, and you're embarrassed, but you're not hurt. You're okay.
Did you learn a
Doug, that
valuable
was very-
lesson?
You've embarrassed us all.
He's just in a hurry.
The
That's what you
small
get for
moist-
breaking the law.
The small moist man goes, excellent. Yeah, you're great initiative there, pal. All right, so you all have a great walk, and he starts making that sound, and you notice that there is a small jar that says tips written on it next to the gate.
Oh, I just
help-
walked by.
Moist man, what is the customary tip for the service of wettening this gate for us?
Oh, it'd be inappropriate of me to sort of solicit tips from my customers just for opening the gate. I couldn't give you any sort of suggestions on what you think it would be. I mean, I hang out here all day opening the gates, and
I don't do subtlety well, so do you want money or not?
Yes, please.
You can have one of my silver pence.
Clink. Thanks, pal.
I don't know how much
Says the
that's
small
worth.
voice man.
I don't have a good grasp of money either.
I
Currency.
very flamboyantly take out my coin purse and pull out 1 silver pence. And I put it in the jar, and I give a speech about how much service workers are, how important they are to the economy.
Excellent. Thank you both. Gentlemen, absolute gentlemen here. Thank you.
Yeah.
I put 2 silver pence in the jar, and I ask if you have any local scoops.
Any local scoops? There's a great bar on your way up the mountain. You gotta check it out.
All right.
Otherwise, thank you so much, milady. Enjoy your walk.
I yell from the other side of the gate, tips are not...
Oh, you cut out there, David.
Yeah.
Or Ducks, sorry. What are tips?
Oh no.
Canceled.
The moist man is ignoring the rhino man who ran through.
He's too far away. We
Two
didn't.
separate races in the Troika universe: the moist man and the rhino man.
He's just
So-
down the road.
Yeah, excellent. So, you've passed through the gates of the Mountain of Varg, and you begin walking through the path. It's really nice. It looks suspiciously like, I don't know, like Iowa. Why not? This is an Iowa politics podcast, so it looks kind of like Iowa, sure. Until you sort of get to sort of what appears to be a crag, sort of canyon. So you have 2 large rock walls on either side of you, and you begin walking through this clearing between the 2.
This is quite a crag.
Yeah, it is. It is a crag. It is quite a crag. That's a great description. The rocks are completely obstructing your view. You can't like see over them or anything. They tower over even the 7 foot to how tall was ducks. Even ducks can't see over the rocks. And also Ducks is mute.
He's 7'4". Ducks, our
He's
friend.
being yeah 7.
Sorry, not friend.
Ducks is
Our party member
yeah
is 7'4". He's not my friend.
yeah.
None of you are.
That's what I'm gonna call people in my polycule party members.
I'm very suspicious of Justin because he's he's a criminal element.
Whoa. So you sort of begin walking when you begin to sort of hear the subtle sounds of violin wafting through the air. As violins often are known for their wafting.
I smell something.
Y'all hear that wafting?
This
What's
is
going on with
pleasant.
that violin?
It's a very pleasant sound, and as you sort of hear it and sort of keep walking and get closer, you see 2 foxes standing on their hind legs, standing as people like to stand, as rhino men like to stand, holding hands and walking toward you, and then taking a left towards what you imagine where the violin sounds are coming from.
All right, so who wants to follow the wafting violin sounds and the foxes?
I draw my gun.
Oh, God.
Small stringed instruments pose no threat.
Let's go.
Well,
I think we
since-
should go. Yeah, we should go.
Yeah,
I
I'm
draw
There's
curious.
my-
also foxes. Yeah.
Okay.
I drew my
Excellent.
knife. Not my biggest weapon, but a weapon.
Okay,
Just in
excellent.
case.
So, no, that's beautiful. So, as you get closer, you see sort of carved into the side of the rock as you get closer to this sort of turn in the crag where the foxes went down. You see a sign that in old Western font says, "The Diamond Spurs Saloon, this way." And as you sort of turn the corner, you see that it's not necessarily like a hallway but more of literally just like an entrance into what seems to be a bar carved into the rock. You can see the source of the violin now. It is a large sort of man with blue skin who is playing the violin behind the counter. And you see pairs of romantic foxes, couples, thruples, quadruples, all around the bar listening with complete rapture to this barkeeper playing his violin.
I immediately take 3 swigs of beer and then bring my firkin over to the bartender to get a refill.
Okay, excellent. So the bartender sort of like plays a sour note.
That was
an
quite
IPA
discordant.
note. And he goes, "Yes, my friend, absolutely." And he takes, what did you call it?
It's a firkin,
A firkin. He takes your
like a
Your
little
firkin.
barrel.
your little barrel, and he begins filling it with the draft. There's only one draft. There's a large barrel behind the counter with a spigot sticking out, and you can see that the spigot is decorated with the skull of a coyote.
I put my weapon away, and I'm curious what the drink is, and I have some sort of awareness stat. Can I
Yes.
like detect what's going on here?
Yes, baby, that's how you RPG. Give me a skill roll. Roll 2d6.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one. We got a 4, and we got a 4.
Okay, and what's your skill stat?
6.
Okay. So I'll say that as you sort of take in the room, you notice a couple of things that maybe weren't as clear before. You notice that the foxes are all sort of paying attention to you all, staring at the barkeeper. The barkeeper seems very affable and excited to see that there's new guests in the bar. And you do notice that there is, besides like the coyote skull spigot, there is another sort of coyote skull decorating one of the walls that's similarly bejeweled, but quite larger. That's all you really notice, though. Would anyone else like to roll something? At any point, if you want to roll something. Like, excuse me, game mistress. I would like to roll a pair of dice, please.
I'm still holding my knife, and I would like to sneak.
Okay. Can you tell me what you're trying to do exactly?
I want to sneak behind the bar and just look at stuff.
Okay.
I'm just
give
naturally
me that-
distrustful, you know?
Yeah, I love it. Give me that 2d6.
Right. So I have a sneak skill of 5, and I just
Okay.
rolled a 6.
Excellent. Okay, so the barkeeper is very attentive, and especially of one so gothic as you. And he sees you sort of trying to, like, obviously just walk behind the bar with a knife. And he goes, hey, Pally, I'm the only bartender here. And he sort of pats his side to his knife, which is quite larger than yours. This is a man who's almost the same size as Ducks, but very humanoid, not rhino-y, but blue. I don't know.
As I see
Also-
him pat his knife, I put my hand on my gun.
Okay.
I clench my
And-
jaw tighter.
He goes, hey, fellas, drinks are always free for the first customers. Giving this to your friend, he puts the small barrel, the firkin. I just remember it's like merkin, but a small barrel. And he puts on the counter, giving it to Ducks, and he says, "What can I interest you on a drink?" And he's already pouring you tankards.
So I notice, or I guess this might be an observation, I don't know, but I noticed that the beer is not rhino beer because rhino beer is pitch black, like oil.
Mm-hmm.
And so
It
I
is
say,
not rhino beer.
and so it's full, and I say, this dilutes a good draft. And I cautiously sip it.
Roll luck. Test your luck.
My luck is 12, and I roll a 4 again.
You say for 2d6?
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Oh, sorry.
You
It's
passed your
yeah,
luck.
yeah. It's 1d6 plus 6, isn't it? That's what it says. I screwed up.
Oh, is that what it
The
says?
sheet
for
says
luck?
1d6 plus 6. My bad.
Okay, great. Sure. Yeah, let's
I rolled
do
a
that,
5,
whatever.
so that's an 11.
Okay,
still make it.
excellent. So you make it. So you sip the beer, and it's kind of tasty. You kind of like it. It's no rhino beer, but it's inoffensive.
A worthy substitute. I grumble.
Okay.
I happily
And
grumble.
Your luck goes down to 11. And he goes, excellent, a worthy substitute. I'm gonna write that on the bar tabs of customer reviews, and I'll let everyone know that the Rhino Man says it's a worthy substitute for Rhino beer. Would anyone else like a drink? He's already putting down drinks in front of each of you.
I extol the virtues of moderation.
Sorry, pal. Don't drink on the jab.
I have stowed my knife. I'm no longer brandishing. I'd like to ask the barkeep, what's the deal with the jewels in that skull over there?
He says, oh, that previous owner has nothing to do with me or with anything. I don't know. It was here when I moved in. I'm just a humble draftsman.
I want to use my cop skill. I have +3 to cop skill and interrogate this man about the previous owner.
Is that what cops are good at? Is that cops?
I mean, so I was thinking in my mind, this could be like I would have to roll for it to be a really positive thing or a really negative thing.
Okay.
It could go either way.
Okay. Give me roll against. Tell me exactly what you're trying to. I'm
just trying to figure, like, is this important or not? Basically.
Okay.
Like, is his deflection serious or not?
Give me that roll.
All right, I got 3. Do you want 2?
Yeah, 2d6, please.
3 and 3, so I got a 6.
Okay, excellent. So that's your cop number, right? Your cop
and
skill?
plus 3. So that would be.
I mean, that skill.
That the skill is 6. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, golden. All right, excellent. So you can tell this is some you're getting criminal vibes.
Okay.
You've done an ocular pat down of the bartender, and something's not right. Something doesn't check out.
What the hell is going on here?
The knife's back out.
Can I talk up the bartender about the coyote skulls?
Yes, please.
I have etiquette skill. 3.
Yeah.
So, what do I roll? 2?
Yeah.
All right, I got 5 plus. What is it? I'm sorry.
No, that's We'll just. What's the number next to etiquette on your character sheet?
8.
Oh yeah, you did it. Great. So, say whatever you want to the bartender, and he'll respond favorably.
So what's the deal with these crystal coyote skulls, man? What's going on? Where'd you get those?
I just stumbled upon them. Like I said, if you want to know more, you should talk to them. And he sort of gives you a nudge.
I'm giving Penny a hot tip that something's not right in Foxtown over here.
I'm glad that I had a cop to tell me that and not all of my skills as a reporter. Thank you. If I have secret signs, can I like decode the skull? How does that work? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
I have.
Is it a spell?
No, it's a skill. It is not a spell. I also have True Seeing as a spell.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. If you could just tell me what you think it is, and I'll go with that. Okay. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, roll it. If it's good, well, I'll give it to you.
Okay, I have 7 for skill, and I rolled 2d6.
Yes.
Is that okay? 14.
Wait. How'd you roll a 14 with 2d6?
I rolled a 6 and a 1.
That's only 7.
So you got
I
7.
have to do math.
No, you don't have to do math. You did it. Penny, we'll come back. I'll explain next time you have to roll. But you did it. You passed. So,
okay.
I will say with your intuition, you have an impression that the skulls are affecting the beer in the casket, in the cask. I don't know. I don't drink. I don't know what they're called.
You should tell
Oh, shit, I gave it away. It's a casket. Fuck.
Since you're just thinking this, I've taken another swig of beer.
Test your luck, baby.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's good. It is 2d6. I misread the sheet.
Yeah, so your luck is 11 now.
Yep.
I continue
I made it. I
extolling the
got 3.
virtues of moderation.
Okay, excellent. You drink it. It's still inoffensive and tasty. You like it. Your luck
Hell
is
yeah.
now at 10.
Dux, do you feel threatened at all as you drink that? Is there any sort of internal irritation?
How you feeling there?
Dux has tough skin. Dux does not care.
Do you have skin inside also?
Yeah, is your inside as hard as your outside?
Dux has not seen enough innards of men to be able to make this conclusion.
Huh.
The
Do you want to
bartender
check?
sort of
You want to
at this
look
point
inside and see?
leans-
You want me to cut you open?
Oh man.
With that knife, you cannot.
Oh, all right.
The bartender sort of leans into to Penny Scoop and goes, "You want to know what the skulls really do?" He says under his breath.
Well, duh, absolutely.
Oh, take a little sip of this, and he hands you a dainty glass and not a tankard. I'm sorry,
A firkin.
yeah, a merkin of the beverage. And he goes, "Help yourself. Everything will be made clear. You take a sip of this drink."
I also have an etiquette skill, so I say thank you, barkeep, and then I drink the whole thing because it's a very tiny glass.
Test your luck.
Oh no, okay. 1d6 plus 6,
It's roll 2d6.
2d6,
Mm-hmm.
11. My luck is 12.
Excellent. So it tastes fine. It tastes inoffensive. It's okay.
What?
Jake,
Alright.
did the bartender dump out my rhino beer and replace it with this crystal stuff, or did he just top off what I already had?
He topped it off, but that means every
Okay.
time you drink from that, you have to test your luck.
Yeah.
How many firkins do you have, Dux?
I have 1 firkin.
Okay.
Technically,
This is
okay.
not
The
excellent.
description is that it was half full with 20 provisions. So
Got it.
actually, it's got a little bit more of the weird beer than the rhino beer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 38 provisions left. So it's about like 55-45 weird beer, rhino beer.
Barkeep, can you set a glass of that beer on the bar here in front of me for a moment?
That's why I'm here. Why else am I here but to put glasses of something in front of you? And he puts a lovely glass in front of you.
Thank you.
And he goes, "For a lovely customer."
I appreciate it. I take the pouch of salt out of my chest bag and I pinch some of the salt into the drink just to see what happens.
What do you think will happen?
I have
You're
no
just
idea.
Curious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just seeing if salt has any effect.
Roll a d6. Just roll 1d6.
Okay.
Tell me what number you get.
I got a 5.
You got a 5? It
Yes.
fizzes suspiciously.
Okay, I see this happening, and one thing that I have in my bag is a bag full of cyber interface adapters. One such
Okay.
adapter is a fluid testing interface. So let me
I
roll
love
some.
it.
Let me roll some stuff because I would like to
Oh.
test this drink for suspiciousness.
Yeah.
So, officer, what are you doing over there? I've never seen it. What's going on?
None of your business, dipshit.
I really hope there are no narcotics in there.
Okay, I rolled a 5 on that one, and I think my cyber interface skill is 7.
Okay, so can you describe? Is it like a computer screen?
Yeah, but in my brain.
Okay, so you see like beep boop beep boop.
Yeah,
beep, boop,
it beep
boop, boop.
booped, and then you can figure out what it is, kind of.
Okay, so you do an analysis of the
Correct.
beverage, and you realize that it is a cursed alcoholic beverage that turns people slowly into foxes as they drink it.
Oh shit! Everybody's gonna be foxes that drank this stuff.
You can.
What do you
tell.
mean?
One sip and you grow fox ears. 2 sips, you grow fox tail. 3 sips, your body gets covered in foxy fur. And 4 sips, and you literally become a fox.
So I exclaim that it's the fox drinking spell to these other folks, especially the Rhino Man, who is now very foxy.
Foxy
He has a
Rhino.
tail, then.
Is that
Yeah.
true? Because I made my luck rolls.
Because you passed your luck, you're both fine.
So
Okay.
so
You're
I
not,
say
you're not furries.
so I say this obviously has no effect on me. Rhino men are built stronger than the normal man, and I take another swig.
Roll your luck, baby.
I'm at 10.
Okay.
7.
Okay. Nothing happens. It's just kind of nice.
C.
The cyber interface does not lie. You better be careful, buddy.
Well, I'm
The-
willing to test this out. So the glass that has a little bit of salt in it, I'm gonna just take a sip from it.
Okay. Excellent. Test your luck, please.
I ha-
Herbert.
I have 8 luck.
Okay. Not as lucky.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. It's inoffensive. You're okay. That
Are you
was
sure
close.
about your
luck's 7.
cybernetic interface here, Harry?
It has been 100% reliable. It has passed all diagnostic and testing results, built-in test and external testing. It was calibrated last week. I don't know what to tell you guys.
For a man as weak as yourself, that may be true.
Bartending's pouring more. He's like refilling your glasses, putting them up. He's
I
like,
put
come
my
on.
hand on my gun and look at the Rhino Man suspiciously.
Well, hold on. There is something I noticed on the way in. Everybody else here is a fox.
What can I say? I'm a Snow White. I just play my violin, and all the foxes come to listen. I have fantasy animal companions, magical
Barkeep,
fantasy animal.
do you partake in your own beverages?
No, I've never tried it. Why?
I'd like you to take a drink, please.
I don't. Can you roll? Why don't you just roll 2d6 for me and tell me what number you get?
7.
Okay. He goes, well, yeah, sure. Why? If I take a sip, will you take a sip?
No, you get to take the sip.
Well, as a show of good faith for my new friends, he takes the sip.
I'm philosophically opposed to foxes.
He immediately grows fox ears.
See, guys, what I tell you?
All right. You got something there.
You guys are gonna
He's
be
like,
foxes
"Whoa,
in
You
the
need to
hour.
listen to him.
You all are jumping to conclusions here. This is a skin condition. It has nothing to do with the beverages.
Why
Dux
are
takes
all
a
these
look at
people
his-
foxes?
Dux takes a look at this firkin and seriously contemplates that pouring out the drink would require pouring out all the rhino beer and maybe not having more for the rest of the trip. And so he thinks for a long while, and then takes another sip.
Roll your luck. Yes.
Now at 9. Rolled an 8.
Oh my God. Your luck's at 8.
I say, I will
respectable
keep
8.
this, and I stow it away.
Okay. Excellent.
I dumped the
I have
rest
to
of mine on the floor, by the way.
I have to congratulate you all on solving the mystery of the Diamond Spurs saloon of the Cursed Fox liquid. The bartender is insisting that you stay and drink more of his beverages.
I'm not drinking your garbage.
I'm brandishing.
I should put you under arrest, sir.
That's right.
Yeah, give me that violin.
Damn.
That's his violin now.
Are you threatening him? Are you
Yes,
really trying to get his
absolutely.
violin?
Yeah,
That's
Roll
this is
2d6.
Yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
Roll your skill.
4,
I rolled a 3.
4 and a 6, so a 10.
He's speechless. He's kind of he's just like he's with a sad look in his eyes. He slowly hands the violin to Herbert.
That's right.
Thank you. I think we're even now for all this foxiness.
I play an open G and I walk out of the bar.
And I say, yes, enough of this genital waving contest. I say, as I fill up my firkin myself, and then I turn and follow Herbert out the door.
Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of there. Let's go.
Okay. The bartender sits dejectedly behind the bar. The foxes are slowly leaving. Because without his violin, they forsake him.
Are they following me now?
I'm following you.
Yes.
But I don't know what anybody else is doing.
The foxes
are following you.
They're leaving the bar with us.
Oh,
Yeah, there's about 24 of them.
Awesome.
I wish it was fox hunting season.
One of them catches up to me because I'm right behind Herbert. Can I kick it out of the way?
Yeah, sure. You don't even have to roll for it. Just kick it.
I kick it.
Hey, be nice to the animals. They're probably people or some sort of other, magical being that was turned by this magical beer.
Huff. I huff and continue walking.
Thank you for huffing and then saying I huff. So I'm going to assume you all have left the saloon and you're continuing down the road. You've passed the crag space, and now you're in a more, it looks like Iowa again. I don't know. There are trees and there isn't corn. There's just trees. It's like Sugar Bottom, or it's sugar. You're at Sugar Bottom, and you're walking, but it's a steep incline because you're going up a mountain. And as you're walking, the road is sort of wide at this point, and it's like clearly a pathway. And you see up ahead there is a box in the middle of the trail with a piece of paper, a piece of paper like Scotch tape to a stick sticking out of the ground. And as you get closer, you can clearly see that the sign says Varg, but with a backwards R.
Looks like that's the way to go. Aren't we going to Varg?
Yeah, Varg is also a cube, right?
Yes.
And this is a box, much like a cube.
One could argue that.
I agree. One could argue that.
You guys see that backwards R on there?
Now I
wonder
see.
what that means.
Yeah, as you are sort of contemplating this, you hear a voice from behind a nearby rock, like clearly coming off from the side of the trail, go, I am Varg, and I can't grant you any more wishes, so you should just wait here quietly until you explode.
This seems very suspicious.
I don't really want to explode.
Can I chat him down to see if he's a real Varg?
Yeah.
All right. I got an 8.
What are you trying to do?
See what he's doing.
Detect lies, I guess.
Yeah, just checking see if he's telling the truth about, like, if he's the real, because I assume that the R is backwards. I mean, I might not be the real Varg.
Yeah. What is your skill? You rolled an 8. What is your skill?
8, sorry.
Oh, okay, excellent. So it is clearly not Varg. Like
we can hear but not see him, right?
It's a cardboard box, and you see that the letters were written in a crayon.
Mm-hmm.
Can I kick the cardboard box?
Yes, you may. You kick the cardboard box, and there's nothing under it. But you hear the voice again say, "Hey, don't do that. That's not gonna get you any wishes. Just sit down quietly and wait until your heads explode, please." As you hear the voice again, it's clearly coming from a nearby bush.
Hey, that sounded like it came from that nearby bush. Who wants to check it out?
Harry?
All right.
Yeah.
I kick the bush.
Small, you hear a, ah! And a small child jumps out of the bush brandishing a very large sword. That's twice the size of him.
Does the child look like this?
No.
Okay. All right.
But he'll grow up to look like that.
Got it.
Because you see that he has a blonde short fade and is well tanned from roughing it in the great outdoors with horrible teeth, just atrocious ugly, disgusting teeth. And he jumps out of the bush and is swinging his sword wildly.
I draw my weapon and point it at him. Put the sword down, sir!
I unsheath my own sword.
The literal child goes, "This could have been easy," and he starts coming towards Harry.
I'm backing up. Guys, I'm gonna need a little backup.
He's roll 2d6 because the child is swinging at you.
All right, I got a 6, and I got a 3, so I got a 9.
Okay, you can clearly dodge this child wielding a sword that's twice his size. He completely misses.
I would like to try to knock the sword out of the child's hand with my own sword.
Okay.
To disarm
roll
him.
2d6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, excellent. So, as you approach the child, he yells, "I am Hayden, the vengeful child, and I will have your chocolates and creams." And he comes towards you doing this number, overhead swing, and you describe how you deftly disarm this boy.
Well, he's doing the overhand thing, and I just kind of hold my sword at roughly chest height horizontally, which blocks his attempted attack, and the sword just bounces out of his hand. And I'm just standing still.
Okay. The child immediately starts crying because did you ever play softball and when you hit the bat for the first time and it hurts your hands?
Yeah.
That's the experience you put this young child through. And he starts crying and he sits down and he's stomping his feet and hitting his fists against the ground. And he's like, "I just no.
That's what you get for breaking the law.
I'm gonna try to apprehend this child and interrogate him, and ask him why he's what's he doing here? What's going on?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
I got a 5. I got a 6, and I guess my total cop skill is 9.
Okay. So unfortunately, you cannot get through to this child or restrain him. He's somehow very slippery and just flailing and just no. It's like, I want sweets.
This kid's clearly just a fat ass. Let's go.
I offered the child a pinch of salt from my pouch of salt.
He looks you dead in the eye, with snot going down his nose. He goes, "I hate salt."
Good.
I pick up the sword because it's on the ground now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I toss it over to Bert saying, "Take this puny sword." Slightly offensively. I say that.
I pick up the sword. But I have a bow and arrows already, so I'm more of an at range kind of guy. I got Harry for really the sort of brunt work, so I say I give the sword to Harry.
I throw the sword on the ground. I got no need for this.
That's evidence that you just discarded. This is
I throw it back to the kid.
Well, Penny, do you have any weapons?
I do. I have a pen which is mightier than the sword.
I take the sword back from where Harry threw it on the ground by the child, and I thrust it into Penny's hands and say, "No, the pen is not mightier than this."
Okay. So, the child continues crying, but he's obviously having a total temper tantrum. Hayden, the small tan boy with the blonde short fade, isn't used to not getting what he wants. But congratulations to the party. They've successfully solved the test of the cardboard box in the middle of the road. Another futile attempt by the children of the spheres trying to trap you so that they could eat your exploded heads.
Children are no match for me.
Do not trust the children.
Excellent. So
The wish still remains. That is all that matters to ducks.
dang, I heard like an anime theme song when you said that. I was- yes, excellent. So you continue walking, and now you're sort of it no longer looks like Sugar Bottom in Iowa. Now it looks more like a thin. It's like as if the landscape just sort of disappeared from the sides of the road. And there's a little bit of a wall on one side, but you're really starting to like go up like the side of the mountain, spiraling upwards at this point. It's about maybe like 4 p.m. So you've been walking for some time at this point, for several hours. You've been munching on your provisions, etc. I don't care. You don't have to tell me you've been eating. That's not fun. And as you're sort of walking around the bend, you see what appears to just sort of be like a pile of dried leaves all of a sudden in front of you. And I mean, that's it, but it's just sort of weird that there's just like a pile of dried leaves in the middle of this road on the side of of the cliff that you're sort of spiraling up.
I look around for trees that may have provided these leaves.
You know, you don't even have to roll for it. There are no trees.
I don't notice any trees.
You just see that.
Yeah.
You say out loud to everyone else who knows that there are no trees nearby.
There are no trees.
Excellent. Excellent.
I mean, that's obviously a trap. I don't even need to use my special skills for that, right? I don't know what you guys think, but just a pile of leaves in a road with no trees?
I do have an idea. Do we still have 24 foxes following us?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you do.
I take out the violin that we took from that barkeep, and I play a middle of the violin range, an A flat, and that instructs one of the foxes to inspect the leaves. And by inspect, I mean stand on top of the leaves.
Okay, excellent. So as soon as the fox steps on a leaf, you're all shocked to hear the loud scream of a small, gray-looking creature. You just like imagine a small, skinny man, basically, kind of hairy. Jumps out and goes, "Ah!" And he's holding a gun and pointing it at the fox. Just a gun, just a 9mm, just gun. The same kind of gun that like an officer on Law and Order would have, and pointing it in the general direction of the fox. And the small gray creature yells, "Give me your fucking eyes!" And you see that he has several eye sockets around his skull, but with no eyes.
He has
I'll drop my weapon and fire. He's got a gun! What do you expect?
I think
Hold
that's
on,
a
here we go,
justified
here we
use of self-defense.
I only rolled a 4, so not very good.
Okay. It turns out that Harry, you're actually really bad at shooting people because you totally missed the small gray man.
I have gunfighting +3, I guess, so that would be a total skill of 9, and I rolled a 4,
really?
so I really whiffed it.
Wait, no, that means you.
Oh, I gain +3?
That means you passed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, you totally passed. Where did you shoot him? Describe your
center
shot.
Center mass.
Center mass. It might as well have been a piece of paper.
The small gray creature just like drops like a fucking sack of potatoes. Just like,
folks, we got him. Let's go.
So
Excellent.
I take out my spear because I have an undersized spear. So it's a little small for me, but I use it to just prod one of the eye sockets that's empty, just because.
Okay. Yeah, excellent. So, I will say that the fox that Herbert made stand on the leaves looks fucking terrified, and like dogs don't really have emotional faces, but some you can tell. You know what I mean? That's what the fox looks like. You can tell the fox is upset.
Yeah. Herbert is not very receptive to like the emotions and feelings of other beings, so he doesn't notice the fox's,
I got
terrified
PTSD
expression.
+1.
Excellent.
I mean, we got 24 of these things. You know what?
That's right.
I'm not that concerned about any
Little
one of
Pikmin.
them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Pikmin.
Fucking
I
throw
turn
it.
to Penny and say, "That was off the record."
Nope, I've been recording this whole time.
Well,
Excellent.
there's a gun sitting here if anyone wants that.
Yeah. There's another gun. Ducks. So Ducks, you did poke the eye socket, and it feels exactly like. Did you ever dissect a fetal pig? Because it feels like the inside of a fetal pig when you dissected them.
Is that a common
I don't-
experience?
I didn't go to
I
school
only
in
did
Iowa,
a
so I
heart,
don't.
Sorry.
I did a
So other-
frog.
Well, you know how like formaldehyde it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this creature's kind of hard and formaldehyde.
I can still smell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cat.
So can I.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you did a cat?
We did cats. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Ugh.
same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can we investigate this hidey hole he came from? Is there anything good in there?
I
I assume
there
there's
are
no
more-
more. The leaves are scattered about now.
Yeah, there's a leaf bed. And you notice that he's just wearing like a sack. There's like another sack hanging on the wall, so he had a backup sack to wear. But no, there's nothing else in the hole. It's a very humble little hole. It's
It's
maybe
a humble
like
hole.
it's a
Humble hole.
hole. Yeah. Yeah, does anyone want the gun?
I'll pick up the gun.
The party leader picks up the gun.
Let's
Just in
roll,
case.
folks. I don't know. Is there anything we need from this guy? I mean,
You can take his
ambushed.
sack.
Yeah. Does anybody need a sack? I got
I,
mine.
uh,
I got mine on me. I'm
This
still
is a
got my
sack-
hobo sack.
Sack with like holes for limbs to wear as clothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in the sack. I don't know about you guys.
Let's offer it to one of the foxes. Maybe they still, retain some of their humanity and shame.
It's a good question. Have they been
Are you gonna
following us
make-
on their hind legs or not?
Yes. Yeah, they have.
They remain on their hind
Okay.
legs. Okay.
Yes. I think
As-
it would be particularly cruel of Herbert to make the fox who's traumatized wear the sack.
Well, here's what I'm thinking.
It's consent.
To reward that fox for its contributions to the party, I would like to present the sack to that fox.
Oh.
He needs to cover up and make him feel better. It's like a thunder shirt.
Okay, so I poke the sack with my spear and kind of twist a bit and then yank to pull it off of the body.
Okay. And you've handed it to the fox. I
Oh, so
assume.
Yeah, I
You
kind of
took-
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like limply hanging from the tip of my spear, and I just kind of go over to the fox and then just kind of.
Mhm.
And this is the sack that the gray man was wearing. That's the one that
Yeah.
you just took, Ducks? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And I believe our dungeon mistress said there was another sack in
There's
the
another sack
hole.
on the wall
Okay.
inside.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. They're unpleasant to touch and they smell bad.
Okay. I'm offended by the smell of the sack, so I take the spare one out of the hidey hole and I throw it down the side of the mountain.
It just sort of floats down.
Like American Beauty.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This fucking like cum sack you just threw off the side of this mountain. I was trying how can I as a narrator fit cum into this? Is what I've been thinking this whole time. There we go.
Mission
Congratulations.
accomplished.
Yeah, mission accomplished. You shot a man. I'm so glad
Deserved
you
it. He was
also
pointing a gun
had
at
a
us.
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
no, I mean,
justified.
Yeah.
Second Amendment rights.
He wanted eyeballs. I got the only ones I got.
yeah. Okay. Excellent. So, I'll say, you continue walking, and it seems that you're approaching the top of the mountain. It's almost like 7 p.m. at this point, so it's starting to get dark. So you're getting a little anxious, but it seems like you've made it. And there's a large obelisk in the center of the trail, and on it is a strange language that you may be familiar with. Would someone like to roll to try to translate the letters on the obelisk.
What skill
That seems
does
like a
that
job
use?
for a journalist.
Just roll
perhaps.
skill. And if Penny, because you're a journalist, I'll add +2 to your skill.
Okay. Oh, I don't have a D3. I just have a D6.
No,
Oh,
you just
roll
do
2d6 and then
two
add 2
D6s.
to your skill.
Okay.
Yeah.
18.
Okay. Don't add what's the number you rolled? Tell
I
me the
had-
number that you rolled.
I had
Yeah.
2 6s that I rolled, and then I have a 6 skill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so what were the 2 numbers that you got from the d6s?
6.
6 and
Oh, okay,
6.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
So you got 14.
Yeah.
No. You rolled 6 and you want to
That'd be 12
hit
plus
or
6.
go lower than your skill.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait,
no,
that
you
is
did
good.
it. You passed, yeah. So I'm messaging you now what it says, and you can slowly translate for the rest of the group what the sort of language on this obelisk says.
All right, guys, hold on. I'm buffering. I think this says a cone is like a party hat. A sphere is like a bouncy ball. A prism is a building tall. I think that's what that says. And a cylinder is a can of pop. A cube is like the dice you drop.
Correct. It's a poem.
That's a beautiful poem. What do you guys think? Is this did I just curse this all? Did I just read a curse out loud?
So Dux, as you're saying that, feels the horn on his nose, the cone shape, and then feels the firkin of beer, which is kind of like a cylinder
can?
shape,
Yeah.
and then and then feels the knuckle dice that he also has in his inventory, and then looks up at the moon because he doesn't have any spherical objects and says, "This must mean me." And it's the first time he's ever said "me" in the first
Aw.
person, so that's cute.
Oh,
And he
whoa!
and so he takes
beautiful.
he takes another swig of the beer
Roll luck.
excitedly.
Oh, yeah.
Luck is 8 now, and I roll a 10.
Okay, you grow fox ears. Your luck is 7 now.
I'm visibly frustrated by the poetry because I'm a very literal and material kind of thinker.
As a STEM lord, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It's as I say, this means me. The wish is for me. And I start walking up the rest of the mountain, leaving you guys there.
Dux, as you walk around the obelisk, you actually see a large tent ahead of you, and standing in front of it you're shocked to see another Rhino Man.
Father, is that you?
You see like the Rhino Man sort of shake himself awake, and he sees you, and he goes, "Hello. You've made it to the top of the mountain of Varg. I am the one who will administer the test before you can see his cuboidness."
Father, it's Gromley. It's your son. For years, I've been searching for a necromancer in order to bring you back. The helmet and the dice, you see, these were yours. I have been looking for decades. The necromancer that you were employed under, I killed him. I've sought vengeance for your death. And alas, I could not find any other necromancers because it's not that type of universe, apparently. But now it is you, the one wish I've been trying to search for all this time. Your gear, right?
The Rhino Man sort of looks up and goes, they're always like this. Can I just give you the test, please?"
I go to give the Rhino Man a big hug.
Roll 2d6.
Love check.
3 total.
3 total.
You failed the hug check. He does not
Oh
hug
no, that's very sad.
you. You may wrap your arms around him, but he just sort of sighs and doesn't move. He does not hug you back.
Oh my god, heartbreaking.
Perhaps I am mistaken.
Dux, you sure that's your pops?
He looks like me. He's gray. He has a horn.
He does.
He must be my father.
What if he's like your brother or your cousin or your uncle?
Uncle.
I am the last of my kind. This does not make sense.
Dux, do you have a photo of your father?
What is a photo?
Yeah, I don't know. I heard someone say that.
This is all very interesting, but can I please just administer my questions 3 so you can go and meet the cube or get kicked off the mountain and I can go back to bed?
What's the questions?
Question 1. In order to meet his cuboidness, you must answer my 3 riddles. Questions, whatever. The first is, what kind of tree does a math teacher climb?
I clench my jaw.
Yeah. You put my hand on my gun.
I put my hand on my gun.
What's the next question?
I attempt to walk past the Rhino Man. Ignoring the question entirely.
He stops you aggressively.
Imposter, let me pass this instant.
You see that he also has a gun. And he brandishes his gun underneath his tunic. It's much larger than your gun because it has to fit in the hand of a Rhino Man.
I get uncharacteristically afraid and take a step back.
I can say if you're interested, you can roll riddles, and I will give you the answer if you don't want to actually try to solve the riddles.
I'm trying to actually figure it out. This is hard.
What kind of tree does a math teacher climb?
Do I just roll a D?
Yeah, just roll 2d6 against your skill. So you have 6, so you have to roll 6 or under.
Okay.
Or we'll say 6. Whatever.
Oops. So
You're
I
good
rolled
with
10.
words because you're a journalist. Okay, so you can't figure it out. Would anyone else like to roll riddles?
Sure,
Okay.
I'll try using my vast database of algorithms,
Yeah,
and
you've got computer brain.
Your fucking cop brain.
I got 7. I guess my skill is 6. I don't know if you want to rank it against my cop skill or my STEM skill, which is both 9.
Oh, okay. I'll do STEM skill actually because it is a math-related riddle.
Okay,
That makes
And
sense.
I will message you now the answer. The answer to the riddle.
It's coming up
Before-
on his RoboCop screen.
Before you do that, can my character just turn to the group and say, I am sorry, I am not skilled in such areas as geometry.
I sigh
Fuck.
and realize that he says it right as it pops up on my screen. This fucker's got dad jokes.
You
Very
What are you
smart
talking
for a
about?
rhino.
Maybe
What are
he
you
really
talking
is your
about?
father, Dux.
The second question, riddle, whatever, is who invented the round table? And again, anyone can roll riddles. Folks at home, you can play along with this.
I'm
Bert,
gonna-
what do you think? What the hell's going on here?
I'll roll for riddles, I suppose. I got a 7. My skill is 5.
Okay, you've got nothing. If you'd like your horse, Casey can also roll riddles.
Okay. Casey rolls riddles. She gets a 6. You determine her skill.
because I don't know anything about Casey, I'm going to say that's a fail. I want Casey to answer a riddle, but I don't know how intelligent Casey is or if she can speak.
Well, horses, traditionally.
Yeah, she's not a talking horse.
A talking horse.
But I have some sort of psychic link with her where if she were to know the answer, then I would know also.
Yeah, I think that's obvious. I think we all knew that. It's clear the bond between you two.
Yeah.
I
really like her
What did you-
pizza also.
I have an
Go
idea.
ahead.
I would like to sneak up behind the Rhino Man and see if he's got any sort of pockets, or maybe I could pick the answers to the riddles out of his pockets.
Okay. Yeah, do it.
All right. My sneak skill is 5 total,
Okay.
and I rolled a 5.
Beautiful. Okay, so you managed to sort of. The rhino's just very obviously not stoked about his job in life, and how do you sort of distract the rhino? Do you just say, "Hey, look over there," or what?
Well, we have all these foxes, so first I guess I'll play I'll just sort of randomly, just atonally run my fingers all around the fingerboard and bow like a madman.
Yeah, what does that sound like?
Kind of like that.
Thank you.
And that makes our 24 foxes, actually 23. One of them is still suffering from the previous encounter, and he's just standing still, kind of like that.
We left him.
The remaining
Excellent.
23 are sort of in a frenzy, just sort of dancing around. So I'm hoping that will distract the Rhino Man, and he'll be looking that way, so I can sneak behind him.
And it works. It totally works. And you pull out, in fact, a scrap of paper, and on it says Varg's riddles for the day. And it says, number 1, what kind of tree does a math teacher climb? Geometry. And number 2, who invented the round table? Circumference. If you would like to role play that and say,
All right, how do we want to do this? Do we want him to see that I took the paper? It's clear he doesn't care about the job very much. Yeah, I'll just do that. I blatantly return to the front of the Rhino Man, holding the piece of paper, and I monotonously read from the paper, circumference.
That's correct. Okay, the final riddle for Varg the omnidirectional cube. Why does nobody talk to circles?
I pass the paper to our leader, Bert.
Okay. Bert, I've private messaged you the answer to the riddle.
It says here on this piece of paper, it's because there is no point.
Yes, that's why nobody talks to circles. Congratulations, you've passed the test of Varg the omnidirectional cube. You may now enter the tent of his majestic cuboidness. Congratulations, and the Rhino Man steps aside.
Can I tip
Shall
the
we?
Rhino Man one more of my silver pences?
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Thank you, Rhino Man.
He cracks a gentle smile.
Anytime.
I stroll right past.
As I walk past, I turn to the Rhino Man one more time and I say, "Are you sure you are not Roythlith Duxford, my father, who has been long dead?"
My name is Gary. No.
I sigh, just like Gary sighs, and continue walking.
Excellent. So as you all enter the fancy tent of Varg the omnidirectional cube, you see a large floating cube in the middle of the room with a sort of greenish purple combination. You see green aura, but then it shifts into purple and back into green. In the tent, there are rugs all over the place. There's a cube-shaped bed. Yes, it's a Mountain Dew green. Yes, excellent. Thank you, Justin. And in the sort of near the ceiling, there's just sort of like an Acme hole. And beneath the hole, like it's just like a hole that you could presumably like go through like a portal. And at the bottom of the hole on the floor, there's a pile of rotting banana peels.
This reminds me of another hole.
This does seem like a very suspicious hole.
Shall we throw some foxes in the hole?
The hole's above us, correct?
Yeah. Varg turns, although you can't really, it just seemed like he's spinning arbitrarily. It's not like he has a face. And he turns and he says, "You have reached my home at the peak of my mountain and passed my tests. I am they who first transcended dimensions, and I am that which helps those change their dimension according to thee. What does thou wish?"
Well, I mean, we took this journey just to get these collars off of ourselves, right?
That
I'm
is
a little
correct.
distracted by the hole, though.
What's up with that hole?
Oh, the hole is it's just the hole. It takes you to the bottom or the top of the mountain.
Why didn't we use that before?
I don't know. People rarely use it besides my banana boy who provides me with these banana peels.
You eat banana peels? Is that your thing?
No, I like to play with them.
Oh,
I see how it is.
like a Mario Kart thing. I got it.
It pleases me to watch them rot slowly. I
Oh, is that
enjoy
what-
seeing change.
Is that what playing is for you?
Sicko.
More like watching?
So what is thine wish?
It'd be great if I was not just party leader, but king, you know.
Oh, come on.
I'm itching
Wait.
under my collar that's going to kill me soon.
It is probably like 7:45 at this point. It's getting
I'd really
late.
like this thing off my neck. I still got the bolts from my costume under there.
I roll the
Varg-
knuckle dice around that I hold in my hand and think of my father. Ready to speak up about bringing my father back.
Varg, can you remind me what are the rules to this wishing thing?
If I hear the words "I wish" and then blank, and those people have passed my tests, I will grant that wish indiscriminately.
Okay. Do we
I
each
hold
get a
no judgment for you beings.
do we get a collective wish or we each get our own?
I can only grant one wish per moon cycle, so
Okay.
whoever says a wish, it's their wish.
I clench my jaw.
Shall we
Don't
vote?
you
Shall we
dare.
do this democratically? Where one person is the wisher and we all vote on, whether
Who's
they
gonna
want me to
waste
be
their wish to
king
get this shit off our neck?
or maybe take the things off our necks.
You may take a vote. What is the vote exactly? So it's what's on the ballot?
Make me king.
Okay.
Take the things off our necks.
Okay.
Dux gets to reunite with his father.
Okay. Anyone
I'd
else?
like to add one. I haven't been talking about this much because I'm not a very social person, but I am a demon stalker, and I am driven by one goal through my whole life, and it is the eradication of demons. So I think that ranks above removing the collars for me. I would like the total eradication of demons from all of existence. So I would like to put that
Dang.
on the ballot.
He's a kamikaze demon killer.
I scream, I wish all these things were off our neck.
Who?
I didn't even
That was
finish,
easy, guys. Come on.
I didn't finish
Mark,
filling out my ballot.
He is the strongest. He is the one who killed during this quest. I respect.
Yeah, he's the only one who has the ability to do violence or the will to.
That mean that there's more wishes now?
No,
Oh,
I
it was
have
just
to-
one.
No more wishes until the next moon cycle, which will be several years in this sphere. I have
No.
removed
Well, I
thine
misunderstood the
golden
rules.
ruffs.
Roughs
and
evaporate.
With that, the roughs evaporate. And when they evaporate, there's this scent in the air because they evaporate into a vapor, and you all smell the most delicious chocolate and creams. Just a hint of what would have came out of your necks. And with that, you're now no longer cursed. You've done it. You've climbed the mountain of Varg. You've passed various challenges, such as a small child, a blind man, and you've convinced some foxes to hang out with you. Maybe they could also become demon hunters. If you would like, you can go through the hole, which takes you back to the front with the moist man.
I pat the top of my head to see if I still have the fox ears after that ordeal.
You do.
Curses. I
Fox
curse.
ears are forever. It's fun to imagine a rhino with fox ears.
Yeah, it is.
You'd think he might have enhanced hearing with that. I don't think they have great
You
ears
do.
to begin with.
You have extra ears.
Why not?
Just takes one more swig of beer, by the way.
Test your luck. Test your luck.
9. I do not pass.
You grow a foxy foxtail. Your rhino tail has been transformed into a very large foxtail. This is some Inuyasha ass sized foxtail.
Double curses.
I'm having a really hard time imagining a rhino man with a large foxtail and fox ears.
For his dream.
Herbert
That's
works
a tough
alone, so my next move is to hold out the violin towards the foxes, offering it to them to choose their own destiny going forward.
The traumatized fox steps forward and takes the violin.
This is yours now. You all can do what you like. I'm going back to demon stalking.
The traumatized fox says, "Thank you. It was an honor to work for you, sir." And they walk away. They could talk. With that being said, this concludes our Troika adventure, but I would like to hear from everyone. What does your character do after having the curse removed? So
I drink a big glass of milk.
Excellent. It's a very satisfying glass of milk since you've been
Absolutely
hiking for days.
Yeah, I had this horse with me the entire time. Never once did I need to ride her.
Excellent. Dux, what do you do as the adventure comes to a close?
Dux never gets the closure with his father. The whole adventure just kind of stirs up bad memories with Gary showing up. So dejectedly, he leaves the group to wander the earth for more years, but first goes to see a groomer for these new ears and that tail.
How do you get them groomed? Do you just get them cleaned?
Yes, clean, conditioned. Dux feels very primp.
Good. You deserve it after all the walking and
Brushed out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You got to blow out your tails.
He does notice it is easier to talk to people now that he's talking in the first person.
Yeah.
And so he learns a lesson.
That's beautiful.
You have to be true to yourself as well as others.
Yeah. So Bert has their milk. Dux has their blowout. Herbert, what do you do? You wander the earth forever as a demon hunter alone?
Well, now that I know about this whole wish thing, I'm thinking about whether it would be possible to just camp out inside of the tent where Varg lives and just wait until the next moon cycle. Sort of camp and steal the wish before anyone else can get to it.
Okay. I think that's a noble pursuit. It's very boring, and it's also very difficult to stand hanging out with Varg as they test more riddles that have shape-related puns as their answers. I would like you to roll
more clenched than ever, though.
I would actually like you to roll 2d6 to see if you can stand it.
Yeah, how many provisions does he have? Isn't he going to run out?
Well,
You can eat banana peels.
That's true.
okay.
There is a food
Yeah.
source, which is good. Okay,
Right.
I'm rolling my dice here. I rolled a 4.
You can stand it.
That's
You
right.
absolutely can stand it, but your
This-
jaw. You're gonna need to see a dentist, Herbert. You can't keep clenching your jaw like that. It's really not good.
My teeth are cracking a little bit.
Oh God. Ugh. At least in my science fantasy universe, dental is free and accessible to everyone.
That's good because I've never had insurance or a job of any kind.
Well, they don't exist in this universe either. So, except for Rhino Men. The bartender does it out of love. It's like Star Trek. It's like, waking up every day to make yourself better. Harry Cheesecake. What does Harry Cheesecake do after?
I asked Penny if she'd like to be to launder some police related stories in the media.
I say no, and around where people can see me, and then I
Nice.
subtly slip him my card.
What does your card say?
It actually nothing. I forgot to actually put anything on them. It's just a blank business card. I'm sorry. Didn't prepare.
I look at it and realize it's blank and furrow my brow and turn and walk away.
I think lying to a cop is against the law.
And then pull out my nightstick. What's your number?
I give it to him very quickly and apologize, sir.
Excellent. Cops love it when you call them sir. That always works for me. What does Penny Scoop do following the removal of the golden ruffs?
So after that delightful exchange with our local law enforcement, thank you for your service. I used my spell that I didn't use this whole time off the record, which turns me invisible for 24 hours. And I follow Harry Cheesecake because certainly there will be a story.
Yeah. Who will they shoot next?
Yeah.
Excellent. Beautiful. I think that's a happy ending for some of you. Probably most of all Bert, who just got to enjoy some milk.
Yeah. I feel bad for ducks, though.
Yeah.
They do look pretty cute, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
That's
you
true.
learn that you're a person.
Hmm.
You
A
self-actualized.
first person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm slightly hungover as well because I took like probably 10 gulps of beer throughout that all day.
Yeah. You could roll to see if you continue drinking the fox liquid and eventually become a fox.
Well, I had 40 provisions, and so I think I have 36 left. So I can roll 36 times.
Why don't you roll 2d6 against your skill? And if you fail that, we're going to say yeah.
Okay, my skill is 5. I roll a 7.
Tell us the tale of Dux who eventually becomes a fox.
Well, it's very long and bushy. I guess Dux does kind of have some sort of like personal crisis eventually, not realizing whether he is a rhino man or a rhino fox or a fox man or a rhino fox man. And as memories often do, they kind of change and reform over time to the point that he thinks that his father was always just a fox. And so he goes to the forest and finds many foxes along his path versus rhino men, of which he found only one at the top of the mountain, and kind of pretty much optimistically thinks that every fox he encounters is his father and gets rejected every single time. And he gets labeled as an eccentric among the fox tribes.
Okay, that's kind
Excellent.
of bittersweet, but a little bit better.
Yeah.
But some people take pity on him and kind of shelter him for the night and give him a nice meal. And the fox beer it's okay. It's not as
It's not
good.
as good as the rhino beer, though.
It's not the rhino beer. No, rhino beer is the best in the land. But he he's a little oblivious, but he does appreciate it. So he does meet more people and eventually opens up to people. So they're happy ending.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I'm glad that there's a character that all of the listeners who have dads that have failed them can relate to. You know, it's really nice, myself included.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Excellent. Yeah, and I mean, I think also in terms of like characters and like morals and stuff, I'm really happy that Harry Cheesecake just showed that cops were super cool and effective.
That's right. That's right. I mean, sometimes you gotta kill a guy. He had a gun.
He was disabled.
It was justified. He was looking for eyeballs. That's sicko. It's a sicko stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of paperwork coming up.
Oh yeah, I gotta go back to the station. Gotta fill out some paperwork.
You don't even know his name, so you can't really find his records so easily.
Well,
He
he was
did
in
have a
another
name.
kingdom.
You know, it's fun. I love that like all of the characters had names and none of you asked what their names were, so you just don't know. I could
like
tell
my
you their
job.
names for fun. Yeah, the barkeeper's name was Guy. His name was Barkeeper Guy.
All right.
Yeah.
The blind person was named Jimmy.
Oh, we got the kid's name. He was Hayden.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know how I came up with Hayden?
Is Hayden like the worst child you've ever met in real life?
No, I
Hey-
googled
hey.
annoying boy names.
Yeah, yeah.
I was.
And it was like Hayden, Aiden, Jaden,
Hayden.
Braden. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like, whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yep.
worst kid I ever met was named Hayden.
Yeah. Did he have a blonde short fade?
I don't really remember. I think it was more of a darker, a browner color.
I did
Also,
model.
Hayden Christensen, Anakin.
A real
yeah.
crybaby.
Yeah, that's where I thought you got it from.
No.
Or that he is hating.
It's based off of my nephew.
Oh,
Fuck that kid. Just kidding. Just kidding.
He's never gonna
Just
hear
kidding.
it.
Yeah, no, he's not. No, he's like,
We're gonna send it to him.
I can't remember his name. Anyway, that concludes this adventure. Is there anything you all want to talk about or get closure on to sort of?
I just want to thank everyone who voted for me.
That was really nice. Yeah, I love how effective voting was.
Yeah, it made a big difference. It definitely did.
Yeah. You know, as a leader, you were really like working behind the scenes, like
Yeah.
orchestrating.
Yeah. Well, you know.
He did a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. You can't be too aggressive.
You know how to
Gotta-
delegate. That's the most important skill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to
Um,
keep Herbert's future with Varg and the demon thing kind of an open question.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. Excellent. I'm trying to figure if there's Oh, I know the perfect way of concluding this.
Yeah.
Putting a nice little ribbon on it. And that's with a joint huzzah for successfully completing an adventure. So if you would huzzah with me in 3, 2, 1. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Yes!